I recently got an email from a viewer explaining that he didn't have any previous experience in this field as far as no military background, no previous law enforcement background. His degrees were not related to this, not a criminal justice type thing, and he was asking me if that was something that would be a problem for him. Hi, Larry Kaye, ShadowAnyone.com, and the creator of the Investigator's Ultimate Guide series, Premium Private Investigator Training, from someone who's been there and done that. The short answer is no. This is not an impediment. Here's the neat thing about what we as investigators do. Whatever your history, your experience, your background is, you can turn that to your advantage. So for example, someone who's worked in a human resources department, think about if that's what what do you do that you can apply to investigations? Now, someone in HR, maybe they call previous employers to verify employment. Maybe they contact schools to verify degrees. Well, this is the type of thing private investigators do for background checks, but sometimes also do to gather more information. So in your role working in human resources, you know what offices to call, who to ask for, what words to say, how to get what you need from those institutions, and that gives you the information you need, and you can use that as a private investigator. If your previous history is in a call center, you know what it sounds like when people call you and they know what they're talking about, and when people call and they are confused or lost, and how you handle that. You know what kind of information you can access, addresses, databases, maybe history, anything that you have access to there. So you know about these things. So now think about it as an investigator calling in to a call center. You know how to get better results, how to fish that information out of people. So well, this is the department I want to ask for. This is the thing I want to ask for. I want to use this term or this language. See, as a private investigator, if someone called me up trying to pretend like they were a private investigator to fish information out of me or to find something out, very quickly I would know they just don't speak the language. They just don't know what they're talking about. At the very best, they're extremely inexperienced. But you, with your previous history, say in a call center, know how to talk to a call center to fish out information, and they're not going to be suspicious. They're going to be more helpful. You kind of know which buttons to push. Even if you've worked in something like quote unquote just retail, for example, there have been times when you've had to maybe call the corporate office or contact the shipping company, find out when something was late, and you gain this experience of what corporate offices to call, who to ask for, how to present yourself. When you call a shipping company, what you have to say to get past the red tape, what information they'll need, and if you don't have that information, what you can say and do to get around that. This can be very helpful for when you're doing pretext as an investigator. So I want you to think about what you do now and the experience you've had in the past, and how that can help you as an investigator. You don't necessarily have to have a criminal justice degree. When I was coming up in this industry and early on working loss prevention with many guys who went on into law enforcement, but a lot of us at the time were college students kind of working loss prevention, trying to stay in the industry and learn what we could. Well, there was a debate at the time. These guys would consider, should I get a criminal justice degree or maybe a psychology or sociology degree? And a lot of the guys chose to get that psychology or sociology degree, knowing that it would be a broader thing that they could build on later down the road rather than just be a cop all their life, although they've all seemed to have stuck with that and seem to love it. But they've chosen to get degrees that are outside of what you might traditionally think of as something that would help you as an investigator. So don't be dissuaded if you don't have a history in the military history or previous law enforcement, anything like that. What you're bringing to the table has a lot of hidden value to it. Sometimes for doing pretext, sometimes for just saying to a client, hey, here's the type of information we can get from these people. Let's subpoena that information, that type of thing. Knowing this is going to be very helpful no matter where you go in the investigative world. You're already bringing skills you may not realize you have. This is Larry Kaye with ShadowAnyone.com. Remember, do the right thing, even if it's the hard thing.